This is a Lion and Prime Beats production.
Yo, what up everybody? This is your boy UTX Shacks by Zam, switching it up like I always do. Bringing y'all some back to Carcan Rush at Strike at Carcan. I love this map. It's really easy to pick people out, a lot of good lines of sight. It feels like a really good Bad Company 2 map to me, but it's a it's a Battlefield 3 map, you know. Battlefield 2 map I meant to say. But, you know, in this gameplay I'm going to be talking about tanks and LAVs, BTR 90s, whatever. Just armor in general. I still feel like people aren't using these tanks and infantry defense weapons the right way. Because, I mean, tanks aren't cheap, alright? Some people think of tanks as a very cheap thing and they don't take any skill. No. Battlefield put these vehicles in the game for a reason, and these reasons are very good. Like, you need armored vehicles to take out other armored vehicles, you need armored vehicles to strike fear into the enemy, because I mean tanks are also a really big fear factor in this game. I mean, think about it, man. Would you really want to like go cap a flag with a tank sitting right on top of it? No, I would not want to do that. I would have to shoot like 20 RPG at it just to take it down, and that's just not gonna happen. I can't do it alone more than half the time. It's just bad. It's just hard to do. I love how tanks and stuff just disintegrate if they get destroyed. But one big problem with this map is that tanks can get stuck on a lot of places, so you just gotta be careful for that. Greed is the #1 way to die in Battlefield 3. But you know, tanks just have a very, very big, important role in this game, and there's nothing wrong with using them. There's nothing wrong. Like, some people just completely despise tanks, because some people say they take no skill. But I just hope I can make a few good points in this commentary that you guys could use in your game and learn to use these weapons better. But you know, one mistake that I see a lot of people do, you see me do it right here, I get out of the tank to do something greedy, alright? I go play an objective, I get out of the tank just to do it with no one else in it. And one bad thing about doing that is, someone could have been camping in a corner, someone could have been just sitting there camping in a corner and they could have stole that tank. And if they would have stole that tank, they probably would have took out maybe 10 or 20 tickets if they were good with that tank. I mean, a good tank squad can do a lot of damage to your team, and you can't do work like you could because they're just taking away so many of your tickets. I mean, tanks are just all powerful in this game sometimes. There's some maps that absolutely rely on tanks and positioning and everything, and it's important to take these things out. Amtraks especially, because with an Amtrak, people can spawn on that Amtrak, and what a lot of people try to do for a strategy, they try to drive an Amtrak all the way to an MCOM station just so a whole bunch of people can dump out and spawn there. I mean, an Amtrak has a freaking noobtube launcher or whatever it is, but they shoot some big explosive out there out of the Amtrak, and they have a heavy or light machine gun on there. It's a really valuable tool, and the Amtrak is a heavily armored tank. I can't say that word, my bad. And those things can take a few hits, man. It takes like 5 C4 just to destroy them. It takes like 5 RPGs, I believe. I don't know, but those things are beefy. They're really beefy. Another good thing to do with a tank is to not only, I mean, you could either take the very aggressive tank route, or you could try to sit back with it. I mean, what this fool was doing, he saw a lot of marked people on that ridge up there, and what he's doing, he's just trying to put a whole bunch of shells on him, and he's missing horribly, but You're just trying to put some shells on them, just put some suppression on them, to strike fear in them, just to push them back so our boys can move up and hopefully get that MCOM planted. I mean, just a lot of different strategies you can do with tanks. And this thing I'm in right now, in LAV, these are probably one of the biggest keys to success on this map, because they can just take out infantry like no other. There's machine guns on almost every side of this LAV. These things, they're not unstoppable because they're light armored tanks. They can take about 2 or 3 RPGs. I'm not sure. But those things, they're really powerful. I mean, my favorite setup on an LAV is just the anti-infantry approach, just a light machine gun, and the proximity scan. Proximity scan is really powerful and has some pretty good range to it. It can spot out anti-tank mines, C4, a lot of stuff, a lot of traps in the road. They're really helpful, and they just mow down people. They can mow down soldiers, infantry, all that. Really good underestimated tool in this game. And one thing that people do, but they don't do a lot, I don't see it a lot personally, but you can drive any tank, any LAV in here and just mow down people. This is a hard area to get, but with proximity scan and all the MGs and a few engineers, you could easily take this base. I mean, you see right there, a fool tried to put C4 on me. I had to kill both those fools fast, so I hopped out of the tank. I mean, I should have took the C4, but I was able to kill those fools. I mean, sometimes enemies will try to trick you. They'll try to get right next to your tank and pretend to put C4 on you. Like recons will do this. I mean, I've done it before. Like, you can easily hold a claymore or a mortar strike and just hop around right next to an enemy tank, and sometimes they'll hop out. Good tip. I love doing that. But I don't know. Just learn some strategies in your tanks, guys. Question for you guys: what do you guys like to do with your tanks? What's some strategies that you guys like to do? Just tell me what you fools like to do, man. Anyways, this is your boy Shax, and I'm out.